There we go, beef shawarma, the tenderest beef shawarma that you're ever gonna eat. Look at that. Hi everyone, welcome to Backyard Chef. I'm Rick. Today we're doing beef shawarma. Now we're gonna cook the beef probably in a way that you've never seen before, but once it's cooked, the first stage, it is perfectly cooked, can be frozen, can be reheated and browned up in the oven. It's a fantastic way to cook beef shawarma quickly. Okay, so let's crack on and show you. Right, what I've got here, I've got some really offcuts from the butcher, and as you can see, they're terrible. But all I'm doing is I'm just putting a couple of little scores in there like that, which is sort of, not completely, butterflying out the beef. Okay, that's all it's doing. I mean, this is shocking beef, but perfect for shawarma. Absolutely perfect. I mean, look at the stuff, you know. So that's all I've done with that lot in there. We've just put a couple of little cuts in and opened up the beef like that. Okay, that's it. Job done. Okay, you want to take an onion and you want to be grating the onion. We want the juice and the grated onion. Okay, nice and straightforward. I've already minced up some garlic, so we've got onion, we've got garlic, I've got some chili flakes, and we're going to use our baharat seasoning we made the other day. So basically, it's just chuck everything in that beef. Garlic, chili flakes, want a couple of tablespoons of lemon juice. Want some salt, about a teaspoon of salt, a good teaspoon. And we want some black pepper, that goes in there. Want about a tablespoon of olive oil. We're going in there with 3 good tablespoons of our baharat seasoning. In there with some yogurt, and then if you've got gloves on, use gloves. If not, get your hand in and get all that meat coated up in those spices and yogurt. Lemon juice, salt and pepper. Okay, so you can either put it in a bag or you can cover it, and we need to marinate for at least 6 hours, or overnight is better. Okay, there's our meat marinating away there, look, and it's released quite a lot of fluid as well. Right, we're going to do it slightly different to everybody else as per usual. We're going to use the Instant Pot. We want a trivet, we want the Instant Pot liner, and we're going to put in there about 1.5 cups of water, because we just want to steam our shawarma meat under pressure. So there you go, we got that in there. Now this is a water bottle, and with this water bottle I'm just feeding some butcher's net over the top. Now you don't have to use butcher's net, you could just use string, you could roll it, tie it, and you can do exactly the same. We are going to roll and stuff inside here as a guide. It's going to hold it together as we push it through into the net. That's the theory. Come on. So we've got our beef, what a surface, and this is where it all gets messy. And we want to be rolling our beef. So it's not rocket science, it's just a case of rolling. We're not bothered about it being tight or anything. We just got to roll up the meat. I'm going to shove it inside that tube. Now this is where you can tie. You can just tie it, not a problem. So we'll do one in the butcher's net and then we'll tie one, and then you see both versions. Okay, right, I've just feed this butcher's net on here, look. It's nice and straightforward. You just feed it on. It's as easy as that. Okay, just make sure you've got enough net on there to cover whatever meat you're putting in. So that'll do. Let's have that chopped off there. And then what we need to do is cut that off there. We don't want that. Nice and straightforward. Let's have that off there. We've got a tube we can put our hand through. Okay, so what we need to do is just take that and tie that off there. So we've got this tied up now, look. Can you see? Straightforward. Right, we need to take that piece of meat and shove it in there. Okay, it's nice and straightforward, but it's a bit messy obviously because of all of our marinade. So get that and just feed it in, twist it round, shove it in there. So just pull back your bottle and push. So we don't need all that. We're just going to tie that off around there. I want that meat to stay squashed down. So just tie it off. Now of course you don't have to do it this way. So there you go. We don't need all that. So we've got one lovely rolled piece of beef trimmings. There you go. This next piece then, we're just going to tie. So it's nice and straightforward. Just make yourself a little loop. Tie it over your meat and pull it tight. Like that. Put a turn in it, pass your meat through, like that, put a turn in it, just shove that in there. Let's try and keep it all together. Keep that closed, bring it over the top. Now we're not doing no fancy butcher's neat knots or anything here. We're just holding this meat together so it doesn't all explode out as it cooks under pressure. Want to keep some shape, you know. That's all we're doing. So under there. Nothing fancy about this, no fancy knots. So it's a case of which way do you want to do it, you know. If you can't get butcher's elasticated netting, which you can buy online, but if you can't get it, this is an easier option. So we've got two bits of meat there, look. You choose which option you want to use. Quite straightforward. And then we've got our Instant Pot liner and we've got our trivet in there with that water. That is going in there and that is going in there like that. Just so we can show you both ways, okay? That is our meat. So that is going in our Instant Pot. Nice and straightforward. Get your lid. pressure cook, and we want to cook for 70 minutes. Hour and 10, that's 70 minutes. Okay, and that's it. Job done. We leave it. After 70 minutes, we let it naturally pressure release, and that will be perfectly cooked beef. So there you go, it's cooked off. All we got to do now is let it pressure release for 10 minutes, and then we can manually pressure release it. There you go. There's our beef in there, look, already 100% cooked. So what you need to do is we want to be taking that out of there onto this tray. Nice and straightforward. And that is our perfectly cooked, falling to pieces beef. So what we'll do is just let this have a minute. I'll clear all this away, and then we are going to put it on this spit and put it in the oven. We are going to crisp up the outside. We're going to dry it out and get some crispiness on there. Now, if you don't have one of these things, and I don't suppose everybody will have, and basically what it is a spike in a tray. Okay, you just screw it in, and you just put your meat on there and shove it in the oven. All the juices are going to go in here. It's as simple as that. Okay, now if you don't have one of these, you just roast your meat in a tray until you get nice crispy edges, and the inside is going to be so soft and falling apart. It's actually going to be like pulled beef. Okay, so there's our meat. It's cooled down quite sufficiently to actually grab hold of, and what we're going to do is actually just stick that on there. Now you can cut the string off if you wish, or you can just put that on there. Now I'm going to be a sneaky one, and that other bit I'm just going to throw alongside and let it cook alongside. Now we've got the oven on. It's on about 220 actually. We want some heat on this, and I'm just going to drizzle over some olive oil. Now I've got a little bit of foil here, and you know, this is completely optional, but this is going to be to the top of the oven. So what we're going to do is sort of protect it from burning at the top, and hopefully we can get a sear on the side. Right, that's going in there. Whilst that's in there, we want to make a quick garlic mayo, a very quick one. We're not going to make this too complicated. So we've got some mayo, we've got some garlic, well, a little bit of salt, and we want a little squeeze of lemon. Now not too much lemon, just to give it that zing in there, and we give that a mix up. So there you go, garlic mayo. Now it's salad for choice on this one. I'm being very quick, very lazy. I've got some shredded iceberg, I've got a little bit of red onion, tomato and cucumber. You can go anything you want, it's up to you, put anything in. And we're going to use our breads obviously. Okay, we've had about 10 minutes in there. Let's have a look. Whoa, look at that. Look at that caramelization going on round there. Let's get that out. Come on. Now if I put it that way around, you can see this one has got colour and this one has got colour. It's red hot, you got to be careful, but you know, we don't want that string anymore. That is falling apart. Look at that. Look at that falling apart. That is ridiculously good. Look at that. And you know, you can turn it round. Just turn it round. And you've got all this caramelized beef with this beef inside here which is completely, look at it, it's like pulled beef. It's so moist, it's so tender. You haven't seen any shawarma as tender as this. It is absolutely ridiculously good. Look at that. Look how moist that is in there, but it's perfectly cooked. So it's straightforward. We grab one of our wraps on there. Want a little bit of garlic mayo on there. Oh, come on. Look at that. Up to you what you want to do. Do you want to go on there with some pickles? A little bit of cucumber. A little bit of shredded iceberg. Now we're setting it up this way, but we're setting it up wrong, aren't we? A little bit of red onion. A little bit of tomato. And are you ready for this? That pull apart beef. Look at that. That is sensational. And it's a roll up job. Just roll it up any which way you can. Look at that. Grab one of our breads on there. A little bit of garlic mayo, a little bit of gherkin, a little bit of cucumber, a little bit of tomato. It doesn't matter which way you put it on, just chuck it on. Oh, a bit of red onion and some of that absolutely fantastic pull apart shawarma beef. Oh, just roll it up. We're going to just stuff this in. Come on. Let's go for it. If you want to be posh and show your friends, let's have it wrapped. Come on. Take a little bit of foil. Come on. Grab your knife. And through there. That is beef shawarma. How easy is that? There we go, beef shawarma, the tenderest beef shawarma that you're ever gonna eat. Look at that. Oh, come on. Of course we're in. Of course we're in. Look at that beef. All our veggies in there with that garlic mayo. Just look at this beef. Oh. That is absolutely incredible. Oh wow. Pulled beef with that shawarma spice mix. That is just ridiculously good. Look at this. Look here. Look. Look. That is how soft and tender this is. Wow. So there you go. If you like what we're doing, don't forget, share with your friends. Tell them how easy it is to make beef shawarma in a pressure cooker. That is falling apart. That is superb. If you like what we're doing, a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell. We'll catch you in the next video. That is off the charts.